they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Coppell. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate, or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
2024 wheat harvest is upon us. Agriculture at its finest. Schemper Harvesting is a custom harvesting operation out of Holdridge that is starting to build a crew for the 2024 season that harvests crops from Texas to Montana starting May 15th. Drive trucks from field to market and operate combines and tractors pulling grain carts. Room and board is provided with a competitive wage. Take an adventure and join them for the upcoming harvest and do something others wish they would have done. Call JC at 308-999-2973 or apply online at SchemperHarvesting.com.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Omaha Supernovas postgame show brought to you by Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
That is right. It is the postgame show, and the Omaha Supernovas with a 3-1 win. This postgame match or post-match show is sponsored by our friends at Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Nick Sainert filling in for DP as he steps away. Coach Renee Saunders with us, and we're now joined by Tori Dixon of the Omaha Supernovas. Tori, first of all, incredible match from a team's point of view. You guys lose the first one, and then you come back firing on all cylinders and win sets 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Yeah,
it was incredible.
It was really good. I'm really proud of our team because it's not easy to do, to kind of get crushed a little bit and then come back and kind of pull it together the last 3. So we're really happy.
I don't know if I call it crushed a little bit, right?
Not
like
crushed,
you kind of crushed yourself.
Yeah, no, that
Did
is
you?
true.
So what happened in set 1 that wasn't that? I mean, obviously something changed in sets 2, 3, 4. What was it?
I think our defense got a lot cleaner. Our block pulled it in a little bit. I think we were getting a little bit too far on their pin attackers. We talked about bringing the block in a little bit, which got some more touches, which, helped our offense. All in all, I think our block and defense just picked it up a little bit in the last 3 sets.
Yeah, big time. I think it was the 3rd set. You guys had like 17 set assists and like 28 digs, and they only had like 9 set assists and 14 digs, but yet it was still a 3-point game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So when it's like that, it shouldn't be a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Right? You feel like you should have won like 25-15.
Yeah.
So what makes those games close when you feel like you have total control, but like as a person watching, why is it still so close?
I'm not too sure. Another one of our focuses too was to get after them on the service line a little bit, and with that added pressure comes a little bit more errors.
Just a little,
probably, yeah, just a little bit more. But we were getting them out of system
14
more.
To be exact.
We don't need to talk numbers. We got the win. I'm just kidding, but
no, but you're right. You're right with it. being aggressive, you obviously run the risk of making more errors, but you did have 7 aces, so at least that kind of negated 7 of those errors.
Yeah.
Nice part is they also had 11 service errors.
Yes, that is
So
really nice.
we'll call it a wash.
Call it even.
I want to talk specifically about the third set because you guys at one point tied 17-17, and it was like, all right, this is at that point, obviously match was tied 1 set apiece, and it's like, all right, this is a big moment in the game or match. What do you guys do? You go on an 8-1 run to close out set number 3. I mean, just the ability to kind of rally it, like when Coach just said, maybe things weren't going as well. There was errors from both sides, and then here you guys come firing on all cylinders and finish the set on an 8-1 run. And it kind of felt like with the 4th set to still go, that was the nail in the coffin. Like it felt like, okay, Omaha's kind of complete control of this match at that point.
Right. Yeah, we practiced that actually a lot in our last few weeks of practice, is going on those runs. And we have like little added bonuses in our scoring system. You know, if we get 3 points in a row, the other team goes back. So that was a focus of ours. And so to see that actually play out in the game is awesome. And shout out to coaches for planning those practices. It's really annoying being on that team that gets sent back and losing all our points in practice, but we really wanted to hone in on stringing those points together.
Well, and you talk about that. There was a lot of long rallies in this match. There's a lot of long rallies, and I know Renee talked to Coach Bird before the match and everything, and that was a point of emphasis for you guys. There was a lot of long rallies that you guys didn't win a couple of them, but then towards the end of the match, as it progressed, you guys started pulling those ones out.
Right. Yeah. In the first set, I think there was 2 or 3 really, really long rallies, and I think we lost all of them. And so one of our biggest focuses was like, hey, during those rallies, like play it high, give us time, clean it up a little bit. And you could really see that translate. I don't know if we won all of them, but definitely a lot more than we did. The
majority.
Yeah.
After those first 2 that were like ridiculously long, like hands on the knee rallies where everybody's dying and trying to
not out there.
Right,
that's all.
Right, because Coach was doubled over out there.
Yes, she was, and I would be doing the exact same thing too, because that's crazy.
But you found out. I mean, honestly, I think you only won 1 long rally all night.
Yeah,
and it wasn't until like the 3rd or 4th set. But I never felt like you didn't have control of the match.
No,
like I always felt like you guys had control.
Yes, we were doing such a good job at resetting and still, taking swings and getting attacks and doing all the things we needed to do, and we knew eventually our time would come and we'd be able to turn those points. And shout out to our defenders for keeping in those long rallies when the block gets a little sloppy.
Kendall got blasted on a couple balls and made some sweet digs.
She crushed it.
Yeah,
she did really,
she
really
had a
well.
phenomenal match.
Yes,
it felt a little edgy, like chip on the shoulder, kind of knockdown, drag out. Is there a little bit of history between players, or what is that like edginess that I felt?
I don't know if it's between players. I know I don't want to speak badly about the rest because they're seeing different things, and I know that they made some calls that we didn't necessarily agree with, and I think that just like really pissed some people off, which is awesome because then the angrier they play and they channel that anger to the other team. So it's really cool to see that fight coming out.
Sometimes that's what it is, though, right?
Exactly.
Find something that you can bind together with.
Exactly.
And
Something
then
you can
push
rally
it out
behind.
the other way.
And I just don't want to be on the other side of the net when Betty's angry. That's all I'm saying.
There were a couple points. Yeah, there were a couple points also where we looked up and you could tell that there was some fire underneath there. So once again, joined by Tori Dixon. What's the focus now? Because early flight tomorrow to Las Vegas. Yeah. What's the focus now as the night goes on? I mean, here we are, 10-11 p.m. On Eastern time, because that's still something to get used to. But nonetheless, what's the plan now? What's the focus before an early flight?
Yeah, we're really trying to prioritize rest and recovery, especially because we are on the East Coast and we are traveling to the West Coast. So I think that's like 2 or 3 a.m. in Vegas, and we've talked about that, just making sure we're being smart and fueling and getting hydrated. So, we practice tomorrow. It's just, just really focusing on a good sleep and getting after it again tomorrow.
I think you'd be glad you get there early, though.
Yes.
Because then you kind of have a day to acclimate. I haven't even looked. I don't know what time. What time is AK acclimate? Isn't that how you get through jet lag?
Yes.
We're going to call it acclimating.
I like that much better.
Hibernating? We can call it hibernating. What
passive recovery.
What time is the match on Monday?
I don't know. If I had to guess, it'd be 7 or 8.
Like a 6 or 7.
Yeah,
like
6,
6
7,
o'clock?
8.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. I was just
Sorry.
like,
I'm living it one day at a time.
8 p.m. Vegas time, or excuse me, 7 p.m. Vegas time.
7 p.m. Vegas
8
time.
p.m. Central for the folks listening back in Nebraska. If you're on the West Coast and we're coming to you guys, it's going to be 7 p.m. there. Yeah. 10 p.m. here.
That's great.
So you'll have 2 days to get it all together.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're used to it. The season has prepared us well for these quick turnarounds, and so we're definitely used to it. It's going to be a struggle for sure, but that's part of it.
And we're tied 1-1 with Vegas right now, right? So this is, or no, it's our last one. We're up 2-1.
Yeah.
So this is our last match against Vegas and a completely different team that you're going to be playing.
Yes.
So how much have you guys looked at Vegas, knowing that you had Columbus?
Well, we just focus on one match at a time. Even if it was Atlanta or it doesn't even matter. We're always just focused on the next match. So we have not started preparing for Vegas yet. We obviously have played them 3 times already, so we know a little bit what they're about. But I'm sure they're going to prep us really well in film and all the things. So great. Can't wait.
You'll be full of knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah. Last one before we get you out of here and we get Coach Bird on after the break. You mentioned season winding down. It's gone by in the blink of an eye. But as you near the Final Four, you guys already know you're going to be a part of it. Can you feel like Columbus had a lot to play for tonight?
Yeah.
Can you feel the added intensity as the season winds down when you're out there? Because I think we can from sitting here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely intense, and it was intense for us as well. Like although we are clinched in the finals, we don't know where we are. And so if we can put ourselves in a good position in the second or third place position, rather than having to play Atlanta, which is one of the strongest teams the first round, that would be an ideal thing. So everyone's still playing for something and has things to prove. And, we can't take any nights off. That everyone's really, really good. And so we're just focusing on our side and playing strong night after night.
Well, when you get into that last part, though, it's one and done. It brings out a different side of like a competitive personality.
Yes.
Right. So even though you've all played each other 4 times, by the time you get to that point, it's literally like who can out execute that one match.
Right. Yeah. We've definitely talked about like we're getting down to the end of the season, and there's definitely a sense of urgency. Like maybe just trying to figure out connections on the court, like crossing patterns and trying to figure out setter connections and everything.
About that.
So yeah, there's a sense of urgency and people are being a lot more direct, which is awesome. So we're definitely figuring out as we go, but it's definitely more pressure on that piece of it.
That's pressure. That's good pressure, though.
Yes.
I like pressure.
Well, Tori, we appreciate it. Great job tonight from you and the entire team. Get another victory over Columbus, and we'll see you tomorrow in Vegas.
Awesome. Thank you.
There she is, Tori Dixon. Omaha Supernovas get the victory tonight. 3-1 over the Columbus Fury after falling in set number 1. They win set 2, 3, and 4, and they have an early morning flight. We all have an early morning flight to Vegas on Sunday. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by the head coach, Coach Bird, as she will talk about tonight and what's to come for the Omaha Supernovas here on the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty post-game show. Nick Sainert alongside Renee Saunders will continue to break it down right after this on 93.7 The Ticket and the Supernovas Radio Network.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
It's the Elway Power Sports Customer Expo, May 10th and 11th. There will be giveaways and free food, half-price tires, and factory rebates as large as $2,500. Used inventory price to sell, parts and accessory specials too. Register for the John Elway football giveaway and get a chance in the money machine with a new vehicle purchase. Factory and aftermarket reps will be on site for the event. The Customer Expo at Elway Power Sports, May 10th and 11th, just south of I-80 on 27th Street.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
Omaha Supernovas postgame show brought to you by Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Welcome back into Nationwide Arena. Nick Sainert filling in for Rico on this road trip, joined by Renee Saunders, as always, and the coach. Coach Bird joins us after a 3-1 victory over the Fury. We'll keep this to about 10, 12 minutes or so since we got an early flight tomorrow morning to Vegas. But, Coach, congratulations. You guys fall in the first set, 26-24, but then come back and win 2, 3, and 4. What changed?
I think it was a little shaky at the beginning of the first, but we worked our way back in. So we actually
even in the first set,
back. Yes. And then it was just execution, just keeping that momentum, but grinding. I mean, there were some long rallies in that first set, but then even into the second, third. Yeah. And it was just going to the middles faster in transition when we could. And so I just, the execution and the discipline, there really was a sense of control throughout that match.
Now, you started the last couple matchups with Sydney Hilly setting. This time you start with Nadi setting. What does she bring different than Sydney in terms of game management?
They're both great in their own rights, and we had a week to kind of compete and work on middle connection, things like that. And at the end of the day, Nazi beat Columbus when we played them the last time in 4. And between that and just this week in practice and just the way they were competing, it was neck and neck. So we threw her back in because the last matchup, that's what worked for us. And so it's just kind of that game plan.
You mentioned the time of practice, right? Because you guys had a couple of weeks off, or I think a week and a half, if I remember correctly. I know you don't pay attention probably to this. Columbus got off a flight from Atlanta on Friday, and they got to hop on another one tomorrow, similar to you guys. Mm-hmm. At this point of the season, is there added benefit when you get those longer breaks? Because some organizations in your guys' league don't get that right now.
Yeah. I think, all of us have had like a 10-day break here and there, but they're just different times. And I think you just have to find a rhythm and what your team needs in those grinds and then taking advantage of training and recovery. So it's not like we just grinded that whole week. We were smart about how hard to go each day, but really getting what we needed in. And our middle connection needed to happen. Yeah. And you saw that tonight. I mean, it was way better.
The block and defense tightened up too. Like Tori was saying, in the first set, it wasn't very sharp. We were a little wide. Reagan Cooper was lighting us up inside. Kendall Kipp lighting us up inside, right? But then we started making adjustments and shrinking their areas, getting some positive touches, digging out of that. Kendall had 20 digs tonight.
Yep.
Nadi with 18 and a couple other like second touch balls that she flew under to keep, like she extends plays like crazy.
The random touches, yes. When she's just like just
in the
throwing her body
splits.
under him. Yes.
And she sometimes pretzels. Did you see the slide that she looked like she was going to dump and then she reflipped her hand to
Yeah.
set it back?
Yep.
Like people at home can't, I don't think they
all
see
of
that.
Right.
But what she does with the ball is really close to what San Diego setter does too. And like everybody gives her a lot of praise, but Nadi's very similar in how she approaches the game. But Kendall, 20 digs.
Yeah.
How the heck? This is like her second or third match that she's like,
yes, and
been
she
on
was
fire.
very balanced and patient. Like we talked about that this week. We knew, once you know what a team's going to do and just being patient and letting it happen instead of like anticipating with your feet, just knowing in your mind and then executing.
Well, okay. So then to that, right? Because it was the third set, and we talked to Tori about it, so I don't want to repeat the question. But you guys at one point tied 17-17 in the third set. You go on an 8-1 run to close it out. And what goes into that?
It's the discipline. I think Nati serving that one too.
Yeah, I believe she had the run, and then obviously
Yes.
the one that Columbus scored. But then you guys, I think they broke. You had a 7-0 run, and then they scored a point, and then you guys got the eighth to close it out.
That's just discipline, and we talked about it. It starts with our block, but it's discipline and then staying patient in the rallies and knowing that you have to stay in attack mode, but also being smart. Betty threw some to the middle of the court a couple times, and that's what we talked about. You can still be aggressive and be smart.
She had a great ball. I don't know if Kendall called it or what, but the whole defense was like shifted, and she like
chopped it down the line.
Chopped it down the line,
Couple
and
of
then
those in those last two
and then
sets.
Samity did
Without
one of
even
her
looking at
like karate chops into the middle of the court.
Yeah.
And so you're starting to see their vision get better. What do we need to get better on before we play Vegas? Quick turnaround.
Well, get
resting.
rest. Yeah, get rest and staying sharp. But it's really going to be our discipline. But it's the execution. It's going to be a different game plan. Obviously, different personnel, but being able to execute at the net. It starts with our block, being disciplined at the net.
There you go. There she is, Coach Bird, joining us post-match. 3-1 victory for the Omaha Supernovas over the Columbus Fury. We close it out. Me and Renee, Nick Sainert, Renee Saunders with you on the Supernovas Radio Network. Coach, congratulations. We'll see you in Vegas.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back on the Supernovas Radio Network.
Are you ready to take your seeding season to the next level? Now's your chance with Landmark Implement's early order program. Don't miss out on the best deals of the season on new John Deere air seeders and drills, including the N500C Central Commodity System. Experience the ease of operation with the new N500C's intuitive design, simplifying your seeding process and saving you valuable time in the field. Lock in the largest cash discount, snag the best financing rate, and ensure availability on a new drill. Contact your local Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Omaha Supernovas postgame show brought to you by Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Welcome back into the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty post-match show. Once again, sponsored by our friends at Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska. Nick Sainert, Renee Saunders with you. Coach, 3-1. We heard from Tori, and we also heard from Coach Bird there. Quick turnaround here to Vegas. What, from your point of view, couple things, we got the execution piece from Coach Bird. From your standpoint, what are a couple things that maybe Omaha just needs to sharpen up before they face off against Vegas, who, similar to Columbus, has still a little bit to play for?
I mean, they just have to keep getting better at what they're doing. You know, a little bit cleaner on their passes, a little bit sharper execution on attack, making sure their block is being disciplined. I mean, the patience thing is really important. It's important before you serve. It's important before you serve receive.
Yeah.
It's important when you're setting up a block, because sometimes you get a little herky-jerky or get a little jumpy, and that leads to errors. And I think the patience and the being able to take a breath and like relax a minute and let the play kind of develop instead of freaking out. But I thought they did a great job. I mean, they were gritty. They came back in that first set, almost flipped the script on Columbus. Couldn't quite get it done, but at least took it to some free volleyball, which was awesome. And then really turned around in sets 2, 3, and 4. But like Bird said, and I think Tori said, and I said, I never felt like they really didn't have control of the match. Like they maybe weren't playing great, executing all the time, but I felt like they always were in control. And sometimes volleyball's funny like that.
Well, and it was there was a point, I can't remember the set. I know it was early in the match, obviously, and then we were on commercial break, and you were telling DP and I some of the numbers, and it was like Omaha, number one, shouldn't be winning, but then also Columbus wasn't playing well enough to where they should be winning either. But they were both kind of doing a couple of things well that kept them in the match, and ultimately enough, that allowed Omaha, like you said, still maintain control. And then ultimately, Omaha really sharpened up, especially in the third. Maybe not in service ace in the serve department, but ultimately enough did enough of work and sharpened up enough to where they could win.
I mean, the setter hitter connection sharpened up. So beginning, I think that created a little bit of like hesitancy.
Yeah,
was early in the game. We had to do with the setter hitter connection. I mean, Hilly had been setting the last couple matches, so you get in game, some things change. But as the match went on, that connection got better and better. And Nadi ends the match with 55 set assists. As a team, we hit 230, terminated 35%. I mean, that's progress, right, compared to set one. So as long as they can keep developing the continuity and the relationships and spatial and court awareness as this road trip goes on, they're going to be setting themselves up well for the end game.
Omaha improves to 14-7 on the season, 6th win on the road for the Supernovas, collected tonight against the Columbus Fury Monday night, 9 p.m. Central Time for a first serve. That means we're on the air 8 p.m. Central Time. It will be, what would that be? We'd be on the air 7 p.m. local time in Vegas.
6 p.m. 2 hours.
6 p.m. Well, first serve. Yeah, that's right.
6 p.m.
Man, time. I tell you, the time zones are confusing. I don't know how I do. I can't do it from my point of view. I don't know how the players do it. But Tori talked about
hibernate.
A lot of rest and recovery, and they talked about focusing on that. So make sure you join us 8 p.m. Central Time. When you can figure it out wherever you're located at, listening to us. Join us for the Mullen Motors pre-match show from Las Vegas as the Supernovas face off against the Vegas Thrill on Monday. Vegas 8-14 on the season, but they have won. They won their last match out. So Vegas trying to get a streak going against, and they can do it against the Omaha Supernovas. So 9 p.m. first serve there. DP, you're with us once again. Final thoughts on tonight before we close it out.
Gritty win. Really cool to watch the players kind of rebrand themselves again. Another opportunity. Things could have gone left. Yeah. Supernovas figured out a way.
Coach, final thoughts.
Let's head to Vegas.
There it is. Early flight to Vegas for all of us. We're going to get out of here. Huge thanks to Ben back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, pushing all the buttons for Derek Pearson, Coach Saunders. I'm Nick Sainert. This has been the post-match show sponsored by our friends at Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Omaha gets a 3-1 victory over the Columbus Fury to improve to 14-7 on the campaign. We'll talk to you from Vegas on Monday night here on the Supernovas Radio Network.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling